Hi, so it's Taja. Obviously it's May 7th 2022. I just finished writing a letter to myself for the future, for 2023. Taja. I'm sitting on the floor of my bedroom. The sun is kind of setting a bit. It's like approaching golden hour, or it pretty much is golden hour right now. It looks really pretty outside. It's been a weird time of my life. Like, there's been loads of like changes and stuff. I just experienced a kind of bad mental health kind of blip, and I'm kind of coming out of that now and like trying to move forward with my life, and I have loads of like goals and plans for the future and just make myself happy. That's where I'm at right now, just trying to work on myself, work on my goals, making money moves and just having a fun time. So yeah, okay, so I guess we're gonna go to Taja from the future, which is Taja from today by the time you're watching this, but at this point it's Taja from the future, but now it's Taja from the present and I'm Taja from the past, which is weird. But yeah, okay, enjoy the video. Hello to everyone and anyone watching this video. My name is Taja. Welcome back to my channel. Now today is May 7th, which is probably just a normal lovely spring day to most of you, but to me and to anyone who's been watching me for the past couple of years, it's a very special day because today is my annual letter to myself day. So basically there is this website called Future Me, and you can send yourself a letter to your future self, and I've been doing this every year since 2020 I think, and today I'm going to be reacting to a letter I wrote to myself for my 2023 self back in 2022. I'm really excited to see what I wrote this time last year. My life has changed drastically in the last year if you've been watching along, so I'm really interested to see if what I wrote in my letters aligned with the changes in my life. If you want to go back and see my previous videos of this series, then I will leave the playlist below. But yeah, I'm gonna read letter to myself from a year ago, and I'm really excited. I'm scared, but I'm excited, so let's get started. The things I normally ask myself is like where I live, job, love life. Okay, so dear future me, hi, how are you doing, with 2 question marks. This is so weird and exciting. I can't even begin to imagine how much your life has changed for you between now, as I'm writing this, and a year from now. Bitch, yes, my life is so different from a year ago. I'm currently writing this in my bedroom at home. It's kind of a weird time in my life right now where I feel like it's the start of a lot of changes, and I hope all the changes won't have not happened if they're meant to. I mentioned that I'm writing this in my bedroom at home, so that's obviously my old bedroom back in my family home. I've since moved. It's interesting that as well I spoke about like a lot of changes, because a year on I'm also going through a lot of new changes, but like it's different to the changes from that time. So maybe it's just been a period of changes actually. I think everything's just changing and changing and changing. Have you moved out yet, or are you still living at home? I'm really unhappy living at home. Since returning home from uni in 2020, I've really come to terms with the fact that you get on so much better with your family when you're apart from them. It's sad that I, brackets, or me, bracket, me from 2022 and 2023, why did I write that so confusingly? We'll never truly be happy while living close with our family, but I hope you've at least been able to separate yourself from them so you can heal your relationship with them. Okay, first of all, why am I writing in first person and second person? That's really confusing, but I guess I'm the second person like related to my future self. Anyway, so yeah, like I just said, I've moved out. I'm currently living with a friend, but I'm actually going to be moving again pretty soon. I think in terms of the being apart from my family and healing with them, I feel like it's not even so much that I've healed my relationship with them. I feel like if anything, it's really highlighted what I already knew, which was just, I feel like when you're in a situation, like a bad situation, you're kind of like on autopilot. You're just kind of like doing what you can and like going through the motions to survive until you're out of that situation. But now that I'm out of that situation of living at home, I realize how bad and toxic it was. I feel like being away from that dynamic has made my life a lot better and a lot happier and easier, just in terms of like coping and surviving and stuff. And in terms of my relationship with my family and certain members of my family, I guess it's not that I've healed my relationship, but it's more that like I've really become aware, like a heightened awareness, like comparing what it was like when I was in that situation and how I am now when I'm out of the situation, like looking back and looking like in hindsight. I feel like the healing my relationship with my family thing, that's gonna be a long-term thing. That's not just gonna be I moved out now and now we've healed our relationship. I think that's gonna be like a years and years and years of me healing and then being able to heal from the damage, I guess, or the negative effects of coming from my family, my crazy dysfunctional family. And you know, obviously like a relationship is two-sided, so obviously there's only so much I can do on my side. So you know, and it's the kind of a thing where I'm not really expecting the reciprocal actions that need to be taken for it to be a mutually healed relationship with the relevant members of my family. But I mean, I'm just gonna be doing the most that I can to just heal and just, you know, not let it affect me in the long term. That's kind of confusing because obviously I'm trying to be vague and not like, you know, go into detail about my personal family life, but also trying to explain where I'm at with that. So I hope that made sense, even though I was very like cryptic. But yeah, if you have moved out, where are you living? Are you living alone, with friends, open bracket, or with a boyfriend, lol, close bracket, in London or elsewhere in the UK, or abroad? If abroad, are you living abroad long term or casually traveling around? So yeah, like I said, I'm living with a friend at the moment in her family home. I don't have a boyfriend. I'm still very much single, even though I have had lots of boy drama recently. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know, so I'm not going to go into it unless there's a section that talks about it. I hope if you haven't moved out officially, you've at least taken lots of trips. Where have you traveled to? How were they? Were they fun? I hope so. Please tell me you went interrailing at the end of summer 2022. How was it? Was it everything you dreamed it would be? I hope you had an amazing time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've taken not lots of trips. I think at the point where I wrote that, it was May, so I'd just taken a trip to Porto like a few weeks before writing this. And then yes, I did go interrailing. Again, you can watch the vlogs if you want to. But I went interrailing and it was honestly one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life. Like, it was incredible. Just if you're a fan of traveling, and also for like in the UK, Europe area, I feel like interrailing is a good way to have a big trip without it being too overwhelming, because it's not too far from like the UK. Like for example, people who like go backpacking in like Southeast Asia, which I think is gonna be my next big trip when I have the money for that. But it's pretty like relatively easy for a big trip. So if you want to do like a big traveling trip, then I'd recommend it. And also just like all the valuable skills and experiences and lessons oh my god, like I'm not gonna go into it too much because I do have a whole vlog and I was very like in depth and I was vulnerable and personal in these vlogs. I think I haven't watched them back in a while, but yeah, if you want to know more about my experiences, yeah, it was amazing. I went to Paris, Amsterdam, Berlin. I know some people go to more places, and originally I was going to go to like way more places, but I think with money and time I didn't. But I'm really glad I only went to 3 cities, and there were also 3 distinct cities, so like I don't like get them like mixed up or anything when I think back to my interrailing trip. But yeah, it was amazing. Made so many friends. Also, you know, passed some milestones. Again, if you've seen any recent videos of mine, I was in my Donna Sheridan era, let's just say. Again, if you've watched my previous videos, you know what I'm talking about. And then also since then, I went back to Paris a few weeks ago for an early birthday trip. Again, you can watch the video that I made for that. I'll link below. But yeah, that was really fun as well. Very interesting, very up and down roller coaster trip, but overall fun. Maybe fun's not the right word. It was a needed trip for many reasons, and it was a trip of learning and self-discovery and just I don't know. I mean, I'm being very cryptic. Watch the vlog to understand it. It wasn't like a straightforward happy Paris trip, but it was an important trip. I think I really needed that experience in those few days. So yeah. Ooh, okay, interesting one. How's your mental health? Did you go through with taking medication for your anxiety? If you did, I hope it worked out for you. because right now I'm a little scared about the side effects. How about therapy? At this stage of my life, I'm not focusing on long-term private therapy, but maybe you will be. How's your relationship with your body? I hope you're continuing your journey of self-acceptance or making healthy and realistic changes to be the version of yourself that you want to be physically. I also hope you're looking after yourself too. You deserve it. Oh, cute. Okay, so mental health. So first of all, I went on antidepressants. I'm not necessarily for depression, it was for anxiety. I went on sertraline for about 8 months, I think it was. I actually stopped taking them, not intentionally. It was because with me moving, I had to change my GP, which took ages and stuff, and then I ran out of medication. And then also I was gonna like just come off them like completely, because I had another like thing. I was doing a secret project thing I was doing where I couldn't be on antidepressants, but I've recently found out I've been rejected from that project thing, so I need to think if I want to go back on antidepressants, because I'm not sure if they really helped. I think in some aspects they helped. Like, I think the best way I just can describe it is that they made me very silly. Like, I was very unserious on them. Like, I just feel like I didn't take anything too serious. I didn't really care. Not that I didn't care about things, but I was just like, oh, like, it's fine, I'm just gonna be silly. Like, where I guess the anxiety of like caring too much and overthinking things and stuff, like I feel like the sertraline took that away. But also because I also do struggle from depression, I think having that lack of care also like kind of facilitated the symptoms of my depression, where I'm like, I'm not gonna look after myself, I'm not gonna complete tasks and stuff because I don't care. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm not sure at this stage, although like I have been suffering from anxiety, but I also think that the reason for that is like life stuff. I feel like my life at the moment is really hectic, and really just a lot of things are going on that are really stressful. Once I sort my life out a bit over the next couple of months, I'll then see if I want to go back on them. But yeah, overall I didn't have any really super bad experiences. My side effects are very intense in terms of physically and also mentally. I was very like manic, and also just, it was a bit crazy to be honest. I honestly felt like I just dissociated. It was kind of insane, but it only lasted a week. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be, because I was really worried about the side effects. So it wasn't that bad at all, to be honest, compared to what I thought it would be. So yeah, in terms of like long-term therapy, that's not something I'm focusing on right now. Not that I don't need it, I need it, but again, just money, and just I need some stability before I think about that. I did do some short-term therapy, which was kind of helpful, you know. I mean, it's very like surface, but I mean it was helpful for a short time I was doing it. So, you know, my relationship with my body is actually interesting. I feel like I've been extremely indifferent to my body, which I guess is good. Like, I feel like I'm not like happy with it per se. Like physically, if I was to be like honest with myself and physically look at myself, my body, I'd be like, I don't like how it looks. But like, it's not to the point where like I hate my body. It's like I've not been allowing myself to think about my body, despite the fact that I know I'm not really happy with it. Like, if I allowed myself to care, then I would probably say I'm not the most happy with it. But also I'm in a state where like I have so many other things to worry about right now. I've been just like avoiding thinking about it. I've been very indifferent, but in the times where I have allowed myself to think about it, I would say I'm not the happiest with it. But honestly, when is that never not the case with me? So it's just like, you know, I guess the only thing is just like I've been thinking a lot about like intimacy and stuff. Again, reference to a previous video I did back in February, and I've been thinking about that in relation to my body image, and I think that's the only thing I feel like that's maybe affecting a bit. I'm not letting it dictate my life and stuff. I'm just, apart from maybe that part, but it's not something that's, intimacy isn't like something I'm like participating in at the moment, so it's not something I'm like even massively, it's more just like a thought for the future. Like, if I am intimate with someone, then would I feel comfortable? Maybe not. I don't know, it's a lot of different things. But overall I would say I'm indifferent. Not the happiest, but I'm indifferent. I think my relationship with food is much healthier though. I will say that. Like, I feel like moving here to my friend's house, like I have been cooking so much more, and I absolutely love cooking now. I don't know how relevant this is, but I guess it's relevant in terms of eating. I absolutely love cooking, and that's been really good. I've been really just enjoying like food and eating. I think maybe that's why I'm indifferent as well, because I know that like I'm allowing myself to just eat food and like not worry about if it's too unhealthy and stuff. I've just been enjoying food. And then the other thing as well in terms of my body and stuff, and I guess exercise and stuff, is that I've been saying this for months, but I really want to start running. That would be a nice way to keep fit, I think. So that's something I want to look into. It's more so, to be honest, to like feel more fit, because I'm always out of breath and it's kind of annoying. Caring about your body is more than just about how it looks, it's also about how it feels. So that's something I want to focus on. So hopefully I will start running, and I'll let you know how that goes in a year if I ever do that. Oh lord, I'm about to get triggered. How are your finances? Are you still working at redacted? Can I say at this point? I don't know if I should say at this point, just because I'm about to talk shit about my company that I used to work at, so I'm not gonna say the name of it, because just in case, like even though like I've dealt with some shit, it is a small business and I don't wanna, you know. So as much as I would love to like air them out and air my manager, I'm not gonna say the name of where I worked. But yeah, have you increased your revenue streams like I'm working towards at the moment? Lol. I hope your financial endeavors are going really well and they're successful. What about YouTube? Are you monetized now? Lol. I feel like at this stage I'm only gonna get monetized by having a viral video, or if my second channel is successful. Is that what happened? I hope either one or both of those things have happened. Of not working at my old job, I got fired because my boss, oh my god, I don't think I've properly spoken about this. I think I mentioned it in one of my Through My Eyes videos, but basically, so I was really unhappy at work, right? Because like my boss was changing my job. I was a social media assistant. I did like social media marketing, and then my boss was just like changing my job to not do like social media marketing. Like my title was social media assistant, and I wasn't doing that. I was doing like different things that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wasn't doing like the content creation or the marketing aspects. I was doing stuff that's completely different, and I was really unhappy. So I was like, okay, I can't stay here anymore. I really tried, but I just couldn't stay. And then so I emailed her, because it was me and one other social media assistant doing the jobs of 10 people. I knew that if I just left, then that would be unfair to my boss because I did so much stuff. So I emailed her saying, oh yeah, I just let you know I'm going to be looking for alternative work. This doesn't mean I'm going to be quitting right now. This also doesn't mean that if I find another job then I'm going to be completely leaving the company. I'm still happy to reduce my hours and keep working for you because I need the money. I didn't mention the money, but that was the case. And then so I had the respect to do that to my boss. And then she turns around a few weeks later and she's like, oh yeah, I'm terminating your contract. I found an agency to replace you. Excuse me? So I had the manage to tell you I was looking for alternative work without just like, you know, just quitting like on the spot. But you can give me a heads up that you're looking for an agency to replace me for cheaper. Fuck you. She was literally a menace, honestly. Like, that was so disrespectful and stuff. Awful, just awful management. And I'm glad I've left, but also obviously I'm struggling financially right now. I've been looking for a new job, and obviously with the move as well, navigating that, we're also trying to look for a job and worrying about how am I gonna pay for a new home. That's been really stressful. But you know, I'm just trying to I was about to say I've just been delusional, but honestly delusion hasn't helped at all. It's made things worse if anything, because I've just been kind of like blasé, and now it's got to like the point where like I'm actually moving out very soon, and like I don't know what I'm doing. But you know, hopefully things will fall into place, and I just need to have faith, because I've had a lot of times and a lot of days where I'm like, I give up, I'm just gonna like literally jump for a bridge because I can't deal with this anymore. But I think I need to just like have faith and know that things are going to work out and it's going to be fine. So obviously I'm not doing well financially, which is really annoying. I feel like I've gone backwards, but I'm just taking one day at a time, and hopefully my next job will be good. And in terms of my other revenue streams, I'm working towards that. Now it's a case of like I need to. Before I was like, oh yeah, I should probably look for revenue. I don't know, I'm really like, I am one of those people who like I need to be pressured to do things, which is really nice. A really bad way to like live your life, but like only now when I'm like destitute, I'm like, okay, I'm actually like looking into these other revenue streams and stuff like that. With YouTube, I'm not monetized yet, but I made a video back in like late summer about like my journey with YouTube and stuff, and I'm not putting any pressure on YouTube, to be honest. Like, it would be a dream if I could get monetized because I love it so much, but also I think this year on YouTube has actually been really good. Even though I'm not been posting as much, I feel like every video I've put out, I've really loved it. And not only that, but I feel like I've got so much more views and engagement with each video, and I've been really happy with the responses of every video I've put out this year, and that makes me so happy. So I care about that more than like you know, revenue and like, you know, just putting out content just for the sake of, you know, blowing up and stuff. But if I did blow up, that'd be great, but not like too much to the point where like it's like overwhelming. But you know, but I'm actually in a really healthy position with YouTube right now where I'm just enjoying creating and stuff, and if I get monetized, I get monetized. If I don't, then that's fine, because I enjoy it without being monetized. So yeah, I hope the relationships in your life are good. I hope you're still in contact with your uni friends and still close with your home/sixth form friends, and maybe even have some new friends, but only if the friendships are healthy and not toxic. So yeah, I feel like I write this one every year, but yeah, still friends with my uni friends. Very overdue a meet up with them. Hopefully this summer I can see them. I'm still close with my sixth form friends. I don't see them like, I mean, I don't see anyone loads. You know, being an adult is very hard to like meet up with friends. Is really difficult. We're all busy with our adult lives now, but I've not fallen out majorly with any of my friends basically, so that's good. And new friends, I've actually made a couple. Okay, I don't know why, I thought it'd be funny to like download Bumble BFF over winter, and I made a couple of new friends. There's one in particular I've met up with a couple of times, and she seems really like sound. I don't know if I mentioned it in my letter, but like I've been going for a really weird craving to like relive my like party girl raving days. I was like, it was dead winter, I was really bored. I was like, oh my god, I want a friend that I can go raving with, because none of my friends like raving. I think I'm gonna like experiment with raving alone, because I found it's so random. I found this like group or like Instagram page for like solo ravers, and I think this summer I'm gonna like delve into that. Not really relevant, but that's why I met a few friends. But I mean, even if I don't end up, you know, raving with them, like, you know, still nice that I made some new friends. And I'm always open to new friendships as long as they're good ones, because if it's just going to be a toxic friendship that's not going to serve me, then like I don't want it. Bye bye. I'm happy just to be alone, or happy to hang out with the friends I have already. So speaking of hanging out alone, I made a video about how to be your own best friend and how to enjoy your own company if you don't have friends, so go watch that video if you want to as well. I feel like this whole video is just going to be me shouting out my past videos. Sorry about that, but also not sorry, my videos over the past few months have been banging, so yeah. Oh, this is extra funny. Okay, before I read this next section, so I made a video back in February exposing myself about my little sexcapades when I'm interrailing. Every year when I've written these letters, I've asked myself a question, but I've never like read out in the video, because obviously at the point I was like embarrassed that the answer was a no. But now that I have done it, but I also have made a whole video, so you all know my business, so now I can like read it without missing out. So with that being said, have you got a boyfriend now, or had one, open brackets, or done it, open bracket again? Not to stress you out, but having not done it at 25 would be stressing me the fuck out, I think. Close bracket. Same as your friendships, I hope you have had a boyfriend if it was / is healthy and non-toxic. If you do, I hope he's nice and funny and obsessed with you and a hottie lol. Girl, I don't have a boyfriend. I have done it when I was interrailing. Again, watch the video. In terms of the whole like, I hope you haven't got a toxic boyfriend relationship, obviously I haven't got a boyfriend, but again, referencing one of my previous videos, the dating experiences I have had, they've been, well, one in particular has been a bit toxic, a bit unhealthy. Watch my Paris vlog if you want to know more about that, but it's been a while since I made that video, that Paris video. I think it's okay to experience bad things in relationships. I mean, not like, you know, extreme bad things like, you know, abuse or something like that, but like I think anything bad that happens to you is always a lesson. I definitely feel that with the experience I had recently, but like I said in the end of that video, I feel like I've gained from it, because I've learned something. I've learned about myself and about how dating and relationships can work, and you know, the negative aspects of relationships that I can look out for in the future. And I'm actually in a place where I'm really excited now that I have started my dating journey. Well, I mean, I say that very loosely, and it sounds like I've been like on different dates every week, but I've only spoken to like a handful of people over the past 12 months. But it's exciting. I think it's exciting, and if it doesn't work out, then there's always a lesson to learn from it. Maybe a tiny bit of trauma, but I mean, as long as there's like a decent lesson, then, you know, I feel like a little bit of trauma is worth it. I don't know if I actually agree with that, but that's what I'm gonna say. I really wish I wore earrings. I'm kind of looking a bit naked, especially because I'm not really wearing makeup. Oh well. Also, don't look at my nails. It's a mess. It's a mess, guys. Anyway, are you happy with yourself and how you look and your life? I have such a clear image of the person I want to be, but she seems so far away sometimes. I hope you are a little closer to her though. I hope you are happy and healthy and thriving and full of love and light and life. I hope you've had wonderful experiences and have made wonderful memories. I don't want to be delusional and suggest that the past 365 days have been perfect. If you've gone through / are going through anything a bit crap, I hope you've come out the other side of it a better and stronger person. Open bracket. Well done for doing so. Close bracket. We're taking things one day at a time to get through it. Open bracket. You're gonna get through it. You're so strong and I believe in you. Close bracket. Oh my god, that last bit, I actually really needed to hear that because I've been struggling. Behind the scenes, off camera, I've been actually going through it. It's low-key been pretty bad time for me. If I'm completely honest, this year has been not the best so far. There's been a lot of things in my personal life that's been extremely difficult. I mean, I've mentioned some of them already. I just feel really happy to hear that. So that made me feel really good to read that. I've got through a bunch of shit before. I can get through a bunch of shit again. So that's the plan for me. With that being said, like I said, I have experienced some wonderful things between May 7th last year and May 7th this year. You know, traveling, new friends, new experiences, moving out, passing milestones and just having fun and reaching new eras of my life and just, you know, there's definitely been some happy, life-changing things that's happened over the past 12 months. Right now, in this particular moment, this particular era, and the past few months, not like it's just today, but the past few months have been a bit difficult. But like, I think reading that has given me a bit of hope. One thing I really am craving is just a bit of stability. Not in the sense that my life is boring, but I just want to be like, my finances are secure, where I'm living is secure. Yeah, I'm really excited to whoever I'm gonna be in the future as well. I just hope she's happy. So I hope I just want peace and happiness. That's all I want. Peace, happiness, with a sprinkle of fun. So can't wait to see who and how you are in the year. Taja, open bracket 2022, close bracket, kiss kiss. Aww. I enjoy that. I always enjoy making these videos. It's so nice to look back and see how much life's changed in a year. Later on, I'm going to write myself a letter for my 2024 version. That year doesn't even sound real. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed watching me react to myself a year ago. I'd really recommend you do this yourself. I'll leave a link to the website if you want to write yourself a letter for the future. Other than that, I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Oh, don't come at me with that type of insanity. You know that's that shit I don't need. Sometimes I feel like